And we are live. I hope we are live. Uh, it's a bit of a shame, but I was live just moments ago also, and the internet just went off. In fact, our electricity just went off, as happens sometimes even now in Bangalore. But yes, we are back. I will start this again. That's a shame, but hmm, okay. So let's get into it. Hello, good people of the internet. The usual stuff. This is day 12 of the 20-day life challenge. Uh, the 20-day life challenge is about me going live every day on YouTube and then syndicating this to all other different platforms and talking my heart out about the most powerful things going on in my mind. And that's the challenge for me. The challenge for my community is to help me harness the power of our community, to help me harness the power of our community to help this reach more subscribers. The number that we've set for ourselves is 10,000 by the end of these 20 days. I know it's far fetched. I know it sounds like a pipe dream now because we are lagging far behind. But if you're here, if you think that this can make a difference, which I know it will, help help play your part. Having said that, we'll get into today's video again now. So, what we're talking about today is a controversial topic. It's a sensitive topic. It's a topic that your well wishers ask you to not talk about. It's a topic that your well wishers ask you to stay away from because it may end up making you sound kooky. It may end up making you seem like an extremist or a person who, I don't know what. But they are all well wishers who want you to not talk about this topic, honestly. But I think this is a safe space for me at least. I'm doing this live on my channel, and it's not like I do not want to give myself the permission to say things badly. I know that in this video I'm going to talk about some very important things, but I'm going to say them badly. I just hope I'm able to say them in a better manner going forward. But to do that, I will have to practice saying them badly first. So let's get into that. Now, one of the main things that I'm seeing out in the open about the Pahalgam incident, the terrorist strike that has happened in Pahalgam, is the fact that we need to call a spade a spade. We need to call a spade a spade. And that's absolutely right because people are hiding behind veils even now. Even about things that are out in the open, people are still hiding behind veils. And we cannot keep doing that and expect to have authentic solutions to such problems. It's just impossible. So we definitely need to call a spade a spade. And that's why if you're here, if you've checked out the thumbnail and the title, I'm calling a spade, because the spades that I want to call out are gonna include the spades that everyone wants to be called out, but then I'm gonna build on them too, because there are a few spades that I don't think I see people calling out that should be called out. And perhaps that is also because I don't mean that I'm the only one thinking them. I think voices like mine, voices like mine that talk about these spades, are not the most prominent voices on the internet right now. And that's the internet we have allowed to be built, really. So, having said that, let's talk about some spades. This is unrehearsed. I have a fair idea of what I want to talk about, but this is truly unrehearsed, and I do not know exactly what I will say in this video. So, let's get into that. The first spade that should be called out is something that is being called out in at least some media outlets, I hope, at least in alternative media of social media, etc. Wherein people are saying that if you're still saying that this terrorist strike was not about religion, you're wrong. And that's absolutely true, right? What more proof do you need that something is about religion than the fact that these victims were asked to strip down, even remove their underpants? They were being checked for circumcision. They were asked to recite the kalma. I think that's what it's called. And if they were identified as non-Muslims, they were shot point blank. If that is not about religion, what is going to be about religion then? This was definitely Islamic fundamentalism. This was definitely Islamic extremism. This may also have been nationalistic agenda, because what is being said is that they were funded by Pakistan. I do not know if I know the truth about that, but we do know that this was definitely about religion. So that is definitely a spade that needs to be called out explicitly. This was Islamic fundamentalism. This was Islamic extremism. The next thing that needs to be called out then is that Islam as an ideology definitely needs an upgrade. There are some bad parts. Stay with me if this is angering you. Stay with me if this is triggering you, honestly. Islam as an ideology has some parts to it, at least some parts to it, that every sane person should acknowledge that need an upgrade now. It's out in the open. It's out in the open. There are definitely some parts of Islam, at least the practiced in the practiced forms of Islam or in the interpreted forms of Islam, which either uh, do not um, either do not explicitly ask people to not be violent, or they in fact end up appreciating violence. They end up even expanding on violence as if violence is a good thing. In some sense, this has to be said. This is definitely a spade that needs to be called out. There are parts of practiced Islam, there are parts of interpreted Islam that are motivating people to do that, to act in an extremist, in a violent fashion. That's another spade that needs to be called out point blank explicitly. And yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine who actually um, has relatives in Kashmir. She knows a lot of Muslims, and she was saying that even she has friends who are Muslims who say that Islam badly needs an upgrade now. And that's true. That's absolutely true. So that's a spade that needs to be called out. Now, having called that out, the next spade that I want to call out is slightly esoteric, and it's slightly something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. And that is the fact that, unfortunate as that may sound, a Hindu cannot help upgrade a Muslim. A Hindu cannot help a Muslim transcend their religion. They cannot help a Muslim transcend even the bad parts of their religion. And you know why? I think you should intuitively know why. Because that is how tribalism works in our psyche. The more you portray hatred towards a particular community from the standpoint of belonging to an opposing community, which for centuries has been uh, at war with each other, at least in India, but also in other parts of the world. If you approach team B, if you approach the problem of team A versus team B, the team B approaching as team B and asking team A to let go of their identity of team A, no matter how hard they try, all they will do is push team A into the shelter of their existing ideology. They can only accomplish that. They cannot accomplish anything else. That's just how tribalism works in the human psyche. And therefore, it's almost a fool's game to expect Hindus to be able to help Muslims transcend the bad parts of their religion. It just cannot happen. It will not happen. Unfortunate as that sounds, Hindus cannot help Muslims transcend their bad parts of their religion. Now, having said that, another spade that I want to call out is that it's not just Islam that has bad parts in its ideology. Surely there are more extremist versions of Islam. There are more extremist instantiations of the bad parts of religion available within Islam. But even Hinduism, for that matter, has a lot of bullshit associated with it, at least in the way it is practiced, at least in the way it is interpreted and shared along by parents to their children, by priests and holy people to families who are looking to make sense of the world, make sense of their suffering, etc. There are a lot of bullshit, superstitious parts, even to practice Hinduism. And that's true across all religions of the world. And therefore, another spade that needs to be called out is that it's not only Islam that needs to transcend the bad parts of its religion, it's all of these religions also that need to transcend the bad parts of their religion also. Not for the sake of ending terrorism, really, although that there is a part to it. Like I just mentioned, Hindus, as long as they identify as Hindus, cannot really help Muslims transcend Islam. So if you want to be a part of that solution, you have to transcend your religion also. As unfortunate as that may sound to you, as triggering as that may sound to you, I think that's only sane to say. And then I sort of lost my train of thought, honestly. Yeah, I was saying that Hindus also need to transcend the bad parts of their religion. That's true for all religions as well. Yes, religion as a paradigm of making sense of the world, of working and functioning in the world, has lost its significance. It's almost like a lantern that has burnt out. It's not completely extinguished yet because there are some parts of some religions that are still lighting things up, But it's almost like a candle, like a lantern that has burnt out. It's no longer showing us the way forward. And therefore, this entire paradigm of religion needs to be transcended now. That is the solution, really. The solution lies in transcending the paradigm of religion completely. And again, like I said, Muslims cannot be helped by Hindus to transcend their religion. And by the same token, Christians cannot help Hindus transcend, Hindus cannot help Jains transcend. It cannot be one team versus the other, asking the other team to transcend while I hold back to my own bullshit, my own team, you know. So every team needs to understand the importance of transcending this paradigm of religion that has caused this mess, really. Religion as a paradigm, we that has induced a lot of mess in our society right now. It used to be a shining light back in the day. It has run its course now. It used to be a shining light, but now the solution lies in transcendence. It does not lie in going back towards regressive religion. It does not lie in going back into the shelter of your own religion. And that's also a spade that needs to be called out, because everyone calling out spades against Islam, saying that it is a more fundamental, more extremist religion. While you are right in saying that, you are also not calling out the bigger spade in the room, which is the fact that if that is motivating you to go regress back to a religion that now you need to transcend, you are also not being a part of the solution. As hard, as unfortunate, as triggering as that may sound, you are not being a part of the solution if you are regressing back to your own religion. And therefore, I feel transcendence is the solution overall, and that transcendence has cannot come from an individual. It has to come from a community. It has to come from a transcendent community of people who have transcended the paradigm of religion in their everyday life. And by transcending, I do not mean letting go of religion completely. There are so many beautiful aspects to so many religions. If you just read Swami Vivekananda, even if you are a non-Hindu, even if you are someone who's not from India, if you read Swami Vivekananda, at least his book Gyan Yoga, I think it's lying somewhere on that rack there, otherwise I would have shown you. In one of the initial chapters, he actually talks about the beautifully good parts of all religion. Islam, he talks about brotherhood, how the spirit of brotherhood really permeates boundaries, across boundaries in Islam. And that's true. It is being expressed in various different dimensions, one of which is the terrorist strikes that we see every now and then happening throughout the globe. But that does not mean that Islam as a religion does not promote brotherhood. It does. And that's such a beautiful aspect of that religion. Hinduism has so many beautiful, so many powerful, mm, so many meaningful aspects to it that it's I'm almost going to cry my heart out if we don't take them forward with us in the next leg of what religion will evolve to be. And therefore, transcendence does not mean letting go of all aspects of your religion. It rather means distilling the essence of these religions, stripping away all the dogma, all the bullshit, all the unnecessary superstitions and unreasonable expectations uh, that have been superimposed on the cleaner slate that lies underneath, stripping away of all of that and building on top of that, being more agile with our religions also. That is the transcendent paradigm that we need to walk towards. Because here's another spade that I want to call out. Unless we do that, we are definitely in for a massive conflict, a massive crisis. And people who occupy one of the sides of those conflict, as unfortunate as that is, they will get exasperated, if that is the right word. That is going to be like a crisis where, if you are picking a side still, if you're still not seeing that we have to transcend this entire conflict and work towards transcending that conflict, the future human will look back at you as the part of the problem, not the part of the solution. And now, when I say we need to transcend religion, I know, let me call out another spade. I know that this sounds like a dream. I know this sounds like wishful thinking. I'm calling out that spade. I know. Let me call out all the spades that need to be called out. I know this sounds like a dream. I know this sounds like wishful thinking. I know this sounds like even naive to some people. I'm sure it must sound naive to some people, but I'm not being naive. If at all, I'm being a dreamer, of course. But that is the dream that I hold in my heart. And what other dream are you working towards, really? If your solutions to these problems are actually only leading to more and more conflict, is that really the dream that you want to hold on to? Is that really the band-aid you want to apply for the next few months, only to have another conflict back and then a riot back, etc.? If your solution really means killing away a billion people who belong to a particular community, I think you need a reality check too. You need to call a spade there as well, because that will never happen. That will never happen, right? And if you say that what I'm suggesting will also never happen, well, it has already happened, hasn't it? We already have people subscribing to, we already have billions of people subscribing to a model, a model of reality. Why can't it be a better model of reality? What we need is initiated adults. What we need is a modality of initiating newer members of our generations into this transcendent perspective. And we need to have custodians, we need to have elders who take care of these things. Then we need to work towards this solution. I know this sounds like a dream, but what other dream are you holding on to? What dream do you feel is the most important dream that human beings should collectively work towards? There's a definite section of human beings who feel that fuck all of this, what we need to work towards is technological development. So develop more AI, develop more technology to take us to Mars, etc. Even if you feel that taking us to Mars is the biggest project that human beings should be collaborating towards, just sit with it for a moment. We evolved on the earth, we evolved here, we were born out of here. This planet is conducive, it's absolutely favorable to our survival. And look at the mess we have made here. Look at the mess we have made, look at all the conflicts we have made, look at all the divergence we have on this planet. Look at everything that we've done to this planet, which is favorable for our survival. If we were to migrate to a new planet that we have to fucking blast our way into living there, that we have to synthesize so much to support our life there, what do you think we'll do on that planet? What do you think we'll end up making out of that planet? It is the human beings who are a problem right now. It's not human beings, it's the software that is running on us on this platform that is a problem. And that software badly needs an upgrade across so many different dimensions. It's not just religion. I know today's video has been focused more on religion, but we badly need an upgrade to our religion, our politics, our spirituality, our relationships. Oh my god, our relationship with our purpose, our meaning, what better looks like when it comes to our society. All of these things badly need an upgrade. They need an upgrade because unless we do that, our future generations will definitely look back at us, and if they're asking you what did you do to solve the mess that you left us with, will we really be able to look them in the eye and say everything that we could? I don't think so. Unless we look towards a better way consciously, we don't I don't think we'll be able to look them in the eye and say that we did everything we could. And again, I'm reminded of something which I said in the first video of this 20-day life challenge. It's a shlok from the Bhagavad Gita. It's not something that Hindus need to understand. It's especially something that everyone needs to understand now. This is not just about Hinduism. The shlok goes something like this: Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavti bharat abhyutathanam adharmasya tadatamanam srijamiham. And that means Krishna saying to Arjun that whenever there is too much adharma in this world, whenever there is too much non righteousness in this world, I manifest to ensure that there is more righteousness in this world. I ensure that I manifest to have dharma back in this world. Now, Krishna is not coming out of the blue. It is going to be human beings like us who manifest Krishna, who manifest this purpose, this meaning making. Because what other meaning making do you do in your day that is more important than solving these problems? That's it. That's all I'll say, really. I think it's bit of an extended rant. Yes, I'm also sweating a bit. I hope this was worth it, though. I think I navigated by while saying all of this, I navigated towards saying it in an okayish way. At least I'll watch this again and I'll see if I could have said it in a better manner. But that's it. That is all I want to say today. If you are here with me, I'm sure something here must have landed with you. You must be thinking that this guy is talking at least about a dream that I would also want to subscribe to. If that hits you, if that hits home with you, subscribe to a Better Way channel if you still haven't. Share this channel, share this project with your friends and family, because this is the project that you want to be subscribing towards. This is not just about me, this is not just about Rocco, who's my co-founder. This is about human beings. This is about creating a community of people who understand that solving these problems has to come from human beings like us. Here's another crazy thing that I'll say before I end this video. I've said this in a short video already. The richest family in India, this is also, I'm calling out a spade. The most resourceful people in India, the Ambanis, recently launched another entertainment platform, Geo Hotstar. It's a merger of their platform with another platform, but whatever it is another entertainment platform that has just been launched in India. These are the most resourceful people of the country, and this is what they're directing at least some of their resources towards. The only thing I'll say to that is that that definitely tells me that more resourceful people are too invested in these problems itself. They will never really solve these problems. They just cannot. They don't have the right intentions to look towards solving these problems. So it has to be people like us. It has to be a community of people like us who understand the need and the necessity and the urgency of solving these problems, actually solving these problems. And that's it. That's it. That's all I'll say. Okay. Thank you. This has been long. I need to go get my breakfast and then leave for office. Okay. Thank you, you good people of the internet. I'll see you tomorrow. Until next time, peace out.